Oh, I'll be 100% honest with you guys right now, as I always am, but this is a Hogwarts Legacy video I've really tried to avoid making. At this point, though, I feel like it has to be done. I think it's time, I really do, that we all have to ask ourselves the question, is this game in trouble? Look, another big gaming event, but yet more disappointment for Hogwarts Legacy fans. I truly thought it was going to be there, guys. I really did. And for those of you who follow me on Twitter and follow this channel, I try not to hype up these events too much, but it really felt like the stars were aligning on this one. You've got the fact that the game was initially unveiled at the PS5 showcase almost a year ago to the day of this year's PlayStation event. We get absolutely nothing on the game this year except for the delay, of course, and then seemingly out of nowhere, Hogwarts Legacy pops up in a sizzle trailer that PlayStation tweeted out just weeks before the showcase event. Now, the showcase event has come and gone, and we still have absolutely nothing new on Hogwarts Legacy. Social media is quiet, nothing from PlayStation, absolutely nothing. So, will we see more of the game at all in 2021? What does this mean for the ultimate release date? And the question we all want to know but are afraid to ask, is the development in trouble? Now, like I said in the beginning, I gotta be real, I gotta be honest with you guys. I try to keep things very positive here, I really do, but at the same time, I don't want to sugarcoat things and make you guys think that everything is 100% fine when deep down I'm thinking maybe it's not so fine. Now, I also want to stress I'm recording this the night of the PlayStation Showcase event, so emotions are still fresh, they're still raw. Hopefully after a couple of days, I'll calm down and be able to look at things in better perspective. But this video represents my true feelings here in the moment right after this event happened. And make sure you stick around toward the end of the video. I'm going to talk about some of my concerns and some signs that I have noticed that make it completely logical for someone to be concerned about the development of this game. And since it definitely looks like we're going to have quite a bit of time on our hands before Hogwarts Legacy comes out, now might be a great time to revisit the Harry Potter books. And you can actually check out one of the 7 Harry Potter audiobooks for free thanks to today's sponsor, Audible.com. Just look for my Audible affiliate link down in the description box below, where you can activate a free 30-day trial of Audible. Now, here's the cool thing about this, guys. Even if you cancel within that 30-day period, you still get to keep the free title that you redeemed, even after you've canceled. Even better, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you're actually going to get 2 free audiobooks. So you can get 2 of the 7 Harry Potter books, as they are all available on Amazon.com. I actually did this a few years ago to redeem a couple of the Harry Potter books, and Jim Dale just does an absolutely phenomenal job on the American versions. So when it comes to will we see more of the game in 2021, let's try and take a step back and think logically about this. There's really only one more big gaming event this year, and that's the Game Awards with Jeff Keighley. Yes, I know we still have the Tokyo Game Show, and while Harry Potter is certainly a worldwide brand, I would be incredibly shocked to see anything new from Hogwarts Legacy at TGS. I just don't think it's the right setting, don't think it's the right environment for it. It could happen, but I would be incredibly shocked. I gotta say, initially, long before we knew anything about the timing of this year's PlayStation Showcase, I had originally guessed the Game Awards would be a logical place where we might finally see an update on Hogwarts Legacy, likely in the form of a new trailer. But as time went on, it really became clear to me that it is highly likely Sony has some sort of marketing deal for Hogwarts Legacy, so I thought, hey, the PlayStation Showcase, that event is going to make much more sense. So yeah, I do still think it's possible we could see something at the Game Awards. It's not like they couldn't show it there, even if Sony does have the marketing for it. I just don't personally expect it to be there. Now again, trying to look on the bright side of things, it is also entirely possible Sony or WB could drop a trailer for the game at any point. It doesn't necessarily have to be at a big event. The Hogwarts Legacy trailer is one of the most viewed videos on the entire YouTube page for PlayStation. Just think about that for a second. Of course, the Harry Potter IP itself is still huge. They could totally get away with dropping a trailer anytime they want. But when you consider that Sony doesn't really do other shows anymore, like E3 or Gamescom, this very well could have been our last chance to see an update on the game before next year's PlayStation Showcase. Again, they could totally drop it on its own, but I certainly think it helps to drop it during a big event like this so you get even more eyeballs on it. If you think about a lot of the third-party games that they showed this year, quite a few of those are releasing over the next several months. So if Hogwarts Legacy ends up being a holiday 2022 game, then it would be the perfect time to show it at next year's PlayStation Showcase. I know, it just seems so incredibly far away, guys. Trust me, I'm right there with you. January this year is when we found out about the delay, when we thought the game was coming out. I mean, we thought we would have the game in our hands this year. Then January hits and they delay it all the way to 2022, and then absolutely nothing. Now, this is just me personally talking here. I do not think they should go that long, all the way to next year's PlayStation Showcase, without marketing the game or providing some sort of update. We know they were hiring a community manager, so hopefully once that person is fully in place, we'll start to get updates again. I want to reiterate that we're not talking about rushing Avalanche here. Anytime I talk about wanting updates or progress reports on the game, a lot of folks in the comments start talking about how, don't rush Avalanche, we want them to take all the time they need. And I completely agree, we do not want to rush Avalanche. But marketing and promoting the game is completely separate from that. There are plenty of things they can do in the lead up to the game to keep fans informed and confident that this game is progressing along nicely. It doesn't always have to be some epic new trailer. As far as the release date goes, to me, I'm just going ahead now and expecting holiday 2022. I actually thought, even going into the PlayStation Showcase this year, I kind of thought holiday 2022 seemed like the most likely time. But given that it had been so long since we heard anything at all, then we had that little sizzle trailer that dropped where Hogwarts Legacy appeared, I thought, man, this is it for sure, it's going to be there. But even with that, I was still kind of thinking late 2022. We all know the game was originally slated for 2021, so when that initial delay happened, I think many were kind of hoping, okay, maybe it'll be early 2022, and to be fair, I guess that is still technically possible. But we are quickly running out of days here in 2021 where they could have enough lead time, to build up a marketing campaign if that were indeed the case of like a February, March release date. Given the fact that the game was delayed so early in 2021, the numerous hires we've seen posted to work on the game, even now today, someone tweeted at me a link where they are still hiring to work on this game. Combine all that with the total silence that we've seen from all the official Hogwarts channels, no tweets, just nothing, like completely dark. Remember, it took that tweet from the Warner Media CEO, Jason Kilar, for us to get any little tiny nugget of information. So again, to be totally real with you guys here, I think it's completely fair if you are concerned about the game's development right now. I'll just go ahead and say it. I myself am concerned about the game's development. Avalanche is taking on a project bigger than anything they've ever done. I'm certainly willing to give them a chance and have high hopes for what they can do, but I'm concerned. Again, just have to be upfront and honest with you guys here. As great as that trailer looked overall, if we were really going to get nitpicky, there are spots in there where the graphics look kind of rough, the frame rate looks a little rough. So just all these things combining together, it is a lot of concern for me. Now, could everything be completely, totally fine and development progressing along nicely? Absolutely. But then to me, as a fan, I'm left to say, well, why are things so quiet? Why aren't devs talking? Why are they taking down the interview that one of the devs did on a YouTube channel that wasn't even mainly about Hogwarts Legacy? He just talked a little bit about Hogwarts Legacy. Stuff like that gets taken down, and then you have the whole Warner Media situation, which I already made a whole separate video on this. And the further that Hogwarts Legacy gets pushed back, then the more of a chance that that big sale, that merger of Warner and Discovery will actually have somewhat of an impact on Hogwarts Legacy. Again, potentially. We can certainly still hold out hope that we'll see something new on the game before year's end, maybe at the Game Awards, or maybe they just drop something on their social media. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know we're all disappointed that it wasn't there, but are you guys still confident in the game's development? If not, what are your concerns? As always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.